Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to cover the UPSC Prelims PYQ series for History 2025 Preliminary Examination question students. In this particular video series, you will be going to learn what are the ways in which you can apply logics elimination techniques in the UPSC Preliminary Examination effectively. Not only that, we will be also giving you the keyword strategy, how to effectively apply it in the examination hall to get the questions correctly. In addition to that, students, you will be also learning what are the questions you need to necessarily skip inside the examination hall to avoid especially the negative marks, because most of the times students are facing difficulties in which question to choose and which question to skip. You will get clarity by watching this particular series of videos also. So stay tuned to the video. Additionally, we will be also giving you the list of keywords also, and if you want this particular PPT format along with explanation of the questions, you can join the Telegram group which is given in the description box below, where we'll be sharing the material also. So let's go into the videos. First, before that, let's discuss some of the keywords, students, which you need to remember. Positive keywords, some of them are can, some, may, one of the. Negative keywords, directly, to the extent of, but, none, binding, all, every, mandatorily, immediately, steadily, temporarily, easily, wholly, should, must, not, cannot, any, entire, only. And what is very important is you should not use this keyword strategy blindly. It should be used along with logical, especially reasoning power, based upon whether that particular context, that keyword, will it stand correct or not. You have to think it and you have to rationally apply it. You will learn that also in today's video, students. Okay, let's go into the first question. Consider the following statements about Rajaram Mohan Rai. Number one, he possessed great love and respect for the traditional philosophical systems of the East. So basically, students, here none of the keyword is used. Whenever there is a neutral kind of statement, most of the times it will be tend to be correct only. And even by reading the basics of especially modern NCERT, we'll be knowing that Rajaram Mohan Rai, especially related to socio-religious reform movement chapter, this particular statement has been given and we know very well about that. Let's move to the second statement. He desired his countrymen to accept the rational and scientific approach and principle of human dignity and social equality of all men and women. So here all is a keyword, that is a negative keyword, students, but in this particular context, equality should apply equally to men and women. You can take it as a positive, especially in this particular context. Not only that, if you read this second statement overall also, so Rajaram Mohan Rai, basically this particular personality is associated with socio-religious reform movements chapter. And basically the personalities who are coming from this particular chapters, they actually fighted for not only striving a balance about India's conservative, especially the traditional philosophies, we should also balance it with the scientific modern principles. And this particular statement stands actually in line with that only. So you can take these two statements to be correct and you can go for option C, students. I hope you can easily understand it, because this is done basically from the basics of reading NCERTs as well as how to apply the keyword strategy. So the correct answer is also C, students. Let's move to the next question. Consider the following subjects with regard to non-cooperation program. So let's read the statements one by one. First statement, boycott of law courts and foreign cloth, observance of strict non-violence, retention of titles without using them in public, establishment of panchayats for settling disputes. So most of them actually they have came in a manner that they are going to protest, especially non-cooperation movement. Most of the these options given. Only one statement you see here, students, that they will return that they will retention of title. They will keep the title, but they will not use it. Do you think, does it make any sense? I don't think this would have been suggested by Gandhiji during the moment. He would have told you surrender or return the title, not keep the title. He will never say something you do secretly something and publicly you do something. This is against the Gandhian principle actually. So basically you can eliminate one statement, and they are asking how many of them were actually associated. So there is only 3. Option C can be the correct answer here. Let's move to the next question, students. The irrigation device called Argata. So here the keyword used in the question is device. We need to necessarily think of what can be the device by looking at the option here, students. So a water bag made of leather pulled over a pulley. So it is a leather. I think whether the leather would have been discovered during the time of medieval India is questionable. And not only that, it does not look like a water bag which is made up of leather, and that will look like a device. I don't think so. Let's move to the next one. A large wheel with earthen parts tied to its outer ends of its spokes. We know very well in the ancient times they used Persian wheel technology to take water from the well, and this looks like a device because wheel is a device which simplifies the work. So logically it can be correct, but let's move to the next statement, students. A large and earthen part driven by bullocks. If you use bullocks, then why we will call it as device? I don't think so. So first and third you can easily eliminate it. Fourth one, a large water bucket pulled by a rope directly by hand. Directly by hand means, do you think it is a device? So easily you can eliminate it by using a logical way, and let's arrive at the option B, that is a large wheel which is tied to its spokes, outer end space spokes. Let's move to the next question, students. Who among the following rulers in ancient India had assumed the title Mattavilasa, Visitar Charitra, and Gunabraha? So basically, students, if you look at these four options listed here of the king's name, I have not heard of while reading the basic NCERT's king like Simha Vishnu, Simha Varman. But these two kingdoms we have often come across, and especially while reading in ancient India, we have repeatedly told that Chera Chola Pandya dynasty, that is very important. And related to Pallava dynasty, we have heard about these two kingdoms. But who has got the title Matavilasa, Visita Charitra, or Gunabraha? That is, you need to take a logical guess. So what I will be saying is 50% probability here is, student. So you can go for either one of the option, and since you have 50% weightage, I will be advising in the examination hall, if you have 7 to 10 questions in this range, kindly go for that calculated guess. It is not blind guess. So you can take that rational guess. Let's see the answer here. So the answer is Mahendra Varman. As I said, you can eliminate option B and D easily because Simha Vishnu or Simha Varman, we can easily eliminate it. Let's move to the next question. Fifth one, Fazian. The Chinese pilgrim traveled to India during the region of Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, Kumaragupta I, Skandagupta. If you read the basic NCERT, it is very clearly given the foreign travelers they visited during this particular Chinese pilgrim during Chandragupta II dynasty. Not only that, students, there are also other especially foreign visitors. They have actually visited India, and whose kingdom they have visited, that you should be aware of. That is basically given in your themes in Indian history book, that is of 12th standard, part 1, part 2. In part 2 medieval India and part 1 ancient India, you can take these facts and try to remember it for the examination, where repeatedly questions has been asked in the UPSC examination, students. It's a repeated question only. Okay, let's move to the next one. Who among the following led a successful military campaign against the kingdom of Sri Vijaya, the powerful maritime state which was ruled by Malay Peninsula, then Sumatra, Java, and neighboring islands? One thing, students, if you look at the options which has been listed here, they are talking about Rashtrakuta dynasty, Kakatiya dynasty, Chola, Hosalas. One thing, students, we know very well, if you would have some basic idea about ancient and medieval India, or if you know basics of Chera Chola Pandya dynasty or South Indian kingdoms, there is only one particular dynasty, one particular kingdom which has went beyond India, and who is none other than Chola dynasty. Even if you remember their name or not, if you remember the dynasty, you can easily pick the option C. Not only that, if you find Chola as one of the option in the statements in UPSC examination, go for it, because UPSC has a very good attraction, or they have little possessive about Chola kingdom. So questions can be expected from that particular topic. Either they will be asking Chola kingdom, or they will be asking the cultural heritage sites which has been built by Chola dynasty temples. Let's move to the next one. With reference to ancient India, consider the following pairs. So basically they have given 4 region, students, and they are asking whether the rivers are matching with that or not. So they have listed Godavari, I have heard about it, Mahanadi, these are famous rivers. Sarayu, this river is a North Indian river, and this dynasty is a North Indian dynasty, Kosala. So this comes somewhere nearby Bihar only, and Sarayu is also a river flowing near to that region only. So by using my common sense and knowledge, I can only pick the fourth statement. I am not sure about the remaining statements, because here they are asking how many of the pairs are correctly matched. We have to be very clear. Unless and until we are not very clear, we cannot apply logic here. It is better, my suggestion would be, please skip these kind of questions inside the examination hall. As I keep telling to my students, your target is not to get 100 out of 100 questions correct in UPSC prelims. They are not going to give you any gold medal for you to achieving that. Unless and until if you are performing very well in mains and interview, that matters the most. So don't bother about it. Don't be very emotional. There are some questions, even though you know some of the facts also, but if you could not answer the question in a proper manner, it's better to leave that question, just because we don't want unnecessarily the negative mark to affect our performance. This is one such question. I'll be advising, unless and until if you are not very sure about the four pairs which are given, kindly skip this particular question. Let's see the answer here, students. The answer is option B. So what they are telling is only two pairs, that is Ashmaka, that is on Godavari river. Another one Kosala, as I said, it is on Sarayu river. So that is nearby Nepal only. So you should be very aware about this. First particular statement is also correct. Otherwise, if you are not very sure, you can skip this. Let's move to the 8th question, students. The first Gandharva Mahavidyalaya music training school was set up in 1901 by Vishnu Digambar Pulskar in. So what they are giving is, they have listed four options, students. Let's try to locate these four cities. One is Delhi, and Gwalior comes somewhere in UP. Ujjain, we know it is also near Madhya Pradesh UP border. That is Madhya Pradesh. Lahore, it is somewhere that is in Pakistan region today. But this is set up in 1901. That time it was part of India only. But today UPSC asking this particular question, three are located in India and one is located outside India. Usually UPSC has this craziness of odd one. So mostly if you have any odd one, means that you can pick, go for it. That can be the correct answer. But my suggestion would be, if you don't want to take that risk, you can skip this particular question also, since the probability of you landing in negative marks is also very high. Just because using only one strategy called odd one out, you cannot blindly go for it. But in worst case, you wanted to take 3 to 4 questions like this risk, means then you can go for this. And the option is here also Lahore only, students. Let's move to the next one. Ashokan inscription suggests that the Pradaksha, Rajuka and Yukta were important officers at the. So basically they have listed whether he is an officer at village level, district level, provincial, central administration. Again, this is a pure fact. And this particular fact, unless and until you have not studied or you are not remembering it, means I will be suggesting you to skip this particular question. Why I am saying is, again, the probability of landing you in negative marks is very high. So don't be very emotional. Even though Ashokan inscription is very important topic, and you have read about that also in NCERTs. But if you are not sure about this particular officers, whether they are at village level, district level, means please don't go for it. Let's see what's the answer here. The answer is option B, students. District level administration. Okay. But my sincere suggestion, pay some attention to the Ashokan inscriptions background in a very good manner, and the principles of Dhamma, where repeated questions, and this Rakadik, that is which is the number of that Rakadik, third major Rakadik, where questions has been asked multiple times in the past, even about Mauryan dynasty. So go to your NCERT basics and try to revise that effectively, students, where questions can be asked. Let's move to the next one. Consider the following statements in respect of non-cooperation movement. The Congress declared the attainment of Swaraj by all legitimate and peaceful means to be its objective. So in this, even though all is a negatively used keyword, but in this particular context, so attainment of Swaraj should be by all, and that should be legitimate, means this actually logically turns to be correct statement only. Let's move to the next one. It was to be implemented in stages with civil disobedience and non-payment of taxes for the next stage only if Swaraj did not come within a year and the government resorted to repression. Do you think will it be logically correct? Why I am saying is, if you would have read the basic modern India NCERTs, you will be very clear about this fact. Not only that, here only is a negatively used keyword. Using that particular logic also you can eliminate it. And in addition to that, one more logic what I would be saying is, kindly go back to the memories of what you have read in the NCERTs of modern India about Gandhian principles. During non-cooperation movement, he said that if you follow like what he is going to say, especially the full scale of non-cooperation that includes civil disobedience, then he said it will be you can achieve Swaraj within 1 year. He did not say that If you do just the basics of non-cooperation at the first stage, then you will attain Swaraj within a year. He never said like this. So you can eliminate this by using two things. One, by using your common sense and logic. Second, by using a negative keyword strategy. So by both the things, if you eliminate, only one option will be correct. Hence, the correct answer here is option A, students. Let's move to the next one. Sedition has become my religion was the famous statement given by Gandhiji at the time of which movement they are asking. Champaran Satyagraha was a very early movement. Then publicly violating salt law at Dundee, attending second roundtable conference in London, launch of Quit India movement. You know what is the meaning of sedition? It is something against our country. So basically, like that, doing something in a very intense manner. Gandhiji never did for the sake of peasants, especially at the peasants. Champaran Satyagraha, that was his initial movement in India. He participated. He did not go to that extreme, and you can eliminate it. Attending second roundtable conference, why he will say this kind of extreme statement? That is some conference he wants to attend. You can eliminate that also. Answer has to lie in these two only. One, publicly violating Sartlar Dandi or launch of Quit India movement. You know, Quit India is also little intense movement. But here, what logic you have to apply is look at the particular fact which is given. They are telling publicly violating. So Gandhiji is doing something in public, violating and setting an inspiration or example to all the people of India. That time, you would have used this kind of words rather than Quit India movement, which is in the very latter stage. So what I will be suggesting is you can go for between option B and D, but option B comes very close to the answer, students. Let's move to the next one. The famous female figurine known as Dancing Girl founded Mohenjo-daro. This is available in your 11th standard Introduction to Indian Art NCERT, that is made up of bronze. So this particular Dancing Girl statue, this is easy question which you can answer from your NCERTs. Next one, subsequent to which of the following events Gandhiji, who consistently opposed untouchability and appealed for its eradication from all spheres, decided to include the upliftment of Harijans in its social and political program? We know one thing, students, Gandhiji did like he opposed untouchability or did something in support of Harijans. All these events started happening only after 1930s, that is during civil disobedience movement, when Britishers wanted to especially disturb the unity of the people. They announced something called communal award in 1932. This we have studied in our history book, basic NCERTs only. That time only Gandhiji went and did something. He felt that by doing a separate electorate for untouchable people, that is the Harijans people, because what is the meaning of that? Scheduled caste, the reserved class people will be elected only by them. In that case, that will disturb the unity of Hindu religion. That is the reason why Gandhiji said that he will include Harijans, he will protect their whatever rights is also there in its freedom struggle movement. But when did all this happen, students? Let's look at it. Gandhi Irwin Pact happened in 1931. Congress leadership at the time of Quit India movement, this is very later stage in 1942 times and 1935 Act. But actually, if you relate it, Pune Pact is coming very closer, because this Pune Pact was actually signed during that time only to sort out the differences. So this can be the right answer, students. Consider the following fruits which were introduced by Portuguese. If you look at it, and even if you would have read the basic NCERTs, all these fruits are actually introduced by Britishers. So not Britishers, Portuguese. That is the Europeans who came to India during at that time of, especially during the time they wanted to like invade India. Portuguese, Britishers, when they entered into India, that time they introduced these fruits. Not only that, students, they have listed additional fruits as well in your NCERTs. Go and have a good read of that. That can also be asked like by UPSC. Sweet potato, capsicum, maize were also introduced by them. This particular question, who among the following was the founder of self-respect movement? This is a very easy question for the students who are coming from Tamil Nadu or South India, and this particular statement is available also directly in your NCERTs. Periyar E.V. Periyasamy Nayakar. He is the person who was attributed to the self-respect movement, who provided legal defense to the people arrested in the aftermath of Chauri Chari incident. So basically, students, legal defense means who will do that activity? Lawyer. See here four options: C.R. Das, Madan Lal Malviya, and then Saifuddin Kuchlo, M.A. Jinnah. why doctor will come and do the work of lawyer, legal defense work, lawyer and all. This is not C option, you can directly eliminate it. Otherwise, if you would have read the basic NCERT, you would know Madan Lal Malavia, he is a lawyer and he can be attributed to do this work during that time. So using this kind of common sense, you can answer this particular question, students. So I hope today's video was very useful to you. What I will be suggesting to the students is that not to use the keyword or elimination strategy blindly. You should be also emotionally stable inside the exam hall, especially to know which questions to skip inside the examination hall. That is what is very, very important. Not attending all the questions matters the most. What is very, very important is you should know what to attend and what to skip. And this particular video would have given you the clarity on that perspective. Thank you, students.